Hey people, Infant here, 3v3, Angstrom Heights blue team, couple of Space Marine players first up, Jumpers 999, as a Force Commander, a versatile frontline hero bringing powerful support and offense alongside, AngryMetalGuy, as a Techmarine starts off with a bolt gun, can get a melee loadout, supports with structures and repairs, and rounding off the team, Chosen of Khorne Fiery, also known as Fiery Marine, rocking a Kommando knob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you, and blows you up. Orky style, begins with a twin link shooter. Red team, looking quite hungry, is a whole bunch of Tyranids. First up is Venjitron's Lictor Alpha, a melee specialist can infiltrate and disrupt, some powerful offense and a bit of support alongside Big Mathis with a Hive Tyrant. A big stompy hero walks through objects that cannot be suppressed. A powerful offense, disruption and support, begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Gustavo. Rounded off the team, Lokyo's Ravada Alpha, a tunneling hero with great mobility, powerful offense, and a bit of support, begins with a ranged weapon fighting down in the southwest there. Lots of action over these two power points. The Techmarine comes to help out a bit. Force Commander's doing okay though. Gets the Ravada Alpha out of there and he's still in play. Battlecry making a big difference then on those Marines, I think. Attack's now trying to force melee on the Termagants. Hormagaunts already off the field. Termagants won't last very long, no they won't. Kicking off towards the mid, is it? We see Big Mathis and Gustavo ploughing through the mid. Double Hormagaunts in play. Basic Synapse helping out these fellas. We already got Adrenal Glands up for Venjitron's Hormagaunts. AngryMetalGuy kind of isolated, which means Fiery Marine doing all sorts of work. As he know, he's coming looking for a flank, I think. And the Kommando knob's already got stick bombs. And there's a big clump of Termagants right there. Have they spotted the indicator for the stick bombs? If they have, maybe they'll be ready to move. Venjitron. Looks like Mathis had moved on. Gets some good flanking hits on Jumper's Marines. And pushing forward now again is Lokyo. Can they get on the power? Fieries come all the way down to the southwest to help out. Try and make sure this power doesn't get hit, I guess. Stun bomb misses. Lots of Daka in the back of the head of Gustavo, the Hive Tyrant, who goes stomping away. Trying to pour some DPS on those scouts, but they couldn't get a model. There's a stick bomb throw. Scares them off. Now maybe they'll be live to it, although other players may not have seen that throw. What is this? That's the Lictor Alpha taking back the VP. Sluggers may tussle with him soon. Contested power northeast goes red with a node. And maybe a power hit here. Mastercrafted bolter in the hands of AngryMetalGuy's Techmarine. And that's a power sword up for the Force Commander. So maybe we'll see a more support-oriented Force Commander with the standard up in tier 2 as well. Usually paired with the Artificer armor for durability. But I really like the alacrity to sprint around and hit stuff a bit more effectively. Really helps you rack up XP when you kick those last hits. Can they take down that gen? Scouts get absolutely wiped out. Did they have a sergeant? I don't think so. I only see 3 models there, so that's not horrifically bad. Didn't have any upgrades, I don't think, on those fellas. But they died super fast. And that was without toxin sacks on those guys. Meanwhile, Warrior Brood is in play for Big Mathis with a Barbed Strangler for that suppression on hit, and those Marines were in a really bad spot trying to bash power with the Flamer. Lucky to get away with 2 models, I think. Force Commander's not happy. Should be going after the Warriors, surely. Yeah, he's got a power sword. Should be going after the heavy infantry Warriors. Try and get those synapse bombs going off. Assault squad on the way for AngryMetalGuy. No sign of the scouts being replaced by jumpers, which is surprising. Scouts pretty good early on against Tyranids, I think, with their shotguns and their grenades and stuff. Even could go mass snipers against warrior broods and things. 440 to 500. Maybe he thinks they're a bit too vulnerable to the doubled up Termagant broods, especially when they start getting these toxin sacks. Looks like that was a decent stick bomb throw on those Termagants there. There's a stun bomb. Misses. Haven't seen one hit yet. They can make a massive difference early game, those stun bombs. In those early fights. Lictor Alpha with Feeder Tendrils for healing on hit. Also counts as a power weapon. And the Pheromone Cloud. That Kommando just headbutt that guy? I think he did. Just headbutt a Tyranid warrior. Very orky thing to do. Hive Tyrant goes for the extended carapace. Assault squad here. Jump troops that fight in melee combat, 25 DPS chain swords, I believe. And they disrupt you when they land. So it's a great way to start a fight, and you follow up with your bolt of fire. And with the high-powered shot combined with Kraken bolts from these fellas, they could maybe take down some Warrior Brood models pretty quickly. Ravener Brood is up for Lokyo though. Just using the tunnel there, which was taken out by the scouts. Did get replacement scouts or jumpers, and they did get shotguns too. I think it's worth it. See Big Mathis backing off a bit here, sensing an approach. Trying to be ready for the assault squad jump. No sign of the Rending Talons though. We've got double Adrenal Gland Hormagaunts though. You usually expect to see improved Synapse in a triple Tyranid game, but he wants that extended. 410 to 500 on the VPs. Assault squad are persuaded to leave, but a double Hormagaunts is quite a tough fight for them, especially before Merciless Strike and stuff. There's a stun bomb that does actually hit. Sluggers are going in, are they? No upgrades on these guys. They're going to get torn apart, and they do indeed get torn apart. Down they go. Stick bomb was chucked in. Killed a couple of models maybe. And now a power hit for the Tyranids. AngryMetalGuy could respond quite quickly to it though, I think. Not sure if he can save things. Oh hey, Kommando Stabums are in. Unique to the Kommando knob. Gets them out in tier 2. And we'll see what they can do. They have various types of bombs they can chuck. Decent melee DPS. They can still infiltrate, of course, and they are detector units. So you can spot that Lictor Alpha. Can they fight a Hive Tyrant? With only extended carapace, I think they could do decently well. Yeah, look at him. He's getting messed up. There's a bit of a charge just to create some space so he can retreat a bit safer. Assault squad are getting barbed stranglers, so they jump in. It's a decent jump. Can tie up those Warrior Broods now. Power defended successfully, I think. Was that replaced? I don't think they lost anything. 408 to 465. Players starting to think about their tier 2s and stuff. Scouts doing some good work here for AngryMetalGuy. Some forward capping. Could have sent them to Power Bash. They're not too bad at it with shotguns. Look at this now. Commander Knob with the special shooter. It's an Orky shotgun with high explosive shells. Mega Boom kit. And some stick bombs, of course. What does this do to the stick bombs? I always forget. I think it gives extra stick bombs. Yeah, there it is. Oh no, it increases damage. Damage increased by 18 when Mega Boom is equipped. That's quite a big increase. 408 to 441. Kraken bolts just being used there for show. They won't do anything to Raveners. Only do extra damage to heavy infantry. Ravener Alpha with reinforced chitin slows units when he gets hit in melee. And yeah, 200 more health and some knockback immunity as well. It's quite a nice piece of war gear. Those guys just jumped on the tunnel, I think, to break it. I like the map here where it just kind of falls away. Got busted up by something. Up in the northeast, got stick bombers and commandos. Yeah, stick bombers are actually quite decent in melee. It's a lot of stuff he can throw up there now. Fiery. I think those commandos have like short range and long range bombs they can throw. 407 to 424 on the VP. Sacred Standard is up indeed. And there's the Artificer Armor too. So lots of buffs going on. Gene Stealer Brooders in though. Venjitron brings them out. Melee superiority unit. Getting disrupted though. Great way to stop melee, of course, is to disrupt it. Maybe he'll switch to the Thunderhammer here. Trying to get some stuff in retreat are the Tyranids. There's some crippling poison on the assault squad. They do have their sergeant, so they can throw out the Merciless Strike, which would be very useful when fighting double Hormagaunts. Still probably need backup unless you get a really good hit though. Especially since they'll have Synapse support from the Hive Tyrant. Doesn't have his improved Synapse though. Double Raveners, it is indeed double Raveners. And Big Mathis with double Tyrant Guards out. One of them must have been called in. The other one purchased. This one's not moving. Oh, are they stuck? I'm not sure what those termagants are doing. They seem to be stuck. Some kind of weird... Oh, I think there was a tunnel there. And a Tyrant guard spawned in and broke the tunnel, maybe? It's a bit weird. 394 to 424 on the VPs. When the tunnel breaks, the termagant should be able to just move, but they seem to be stuck with that Tyrant guard there. Let's see how it plays out. Force Commander flees. Still got a flamer on these fellas. And we have some Stern Guard veterans for AngryMetalGuy using Kraken bolts at the moment. They should be using Hellfire against the termagants and the Raveners and stuff. And the Horngaunts. But they're not. Oh, it's because they're shooting the Ravener Alpha. Which Kraken bolts is very good for. Mark target up. 40% more damage on those Raveners, and they are feeling it, having to leave immediately. There's the drop pod that delivered the Stern Guard. And take down that tower. That was an almost full power bash. I don't think they got the node. This one's kind of bashed as well, though. What is this? Kommando making moves with his special shooter, and the Tyrant Guard having a rough time. Has to go into shield wall to get some vehicle armor and some health regen. These guys have put down a booby trap. Oh, is this guy? Kommando did it. 394 to 384. I guess the other Tyrant Guard has been able to free himself from whatever was happening to him down there. I'm not sure if the termagants got out. They're trying to just brute force down this Tyrant Guard in the shield wall. And they now have their Kommando Nob leader there. Are you going to fight? There we go. Tyrant Guard took his time getting into combat there. Can they finish off this guy? They can, apparently. The heavy melee from the Kommando Nob leader making a big difference, of course. Probably the only reason they were able to do it. We now have a Crushing Claw. Crushing Claws, Hive Tyrant. 108 heavy melee DPS, and that's at level 1. He'll be doing more than that now. We can charge in and just brutalize things with this. 387 to 372. Very even on the VPs. And those guys are still stuck, look. Is that a full termagant brood there? Very strange. I don't know if I've seen Lokyo mention it in the chat. Well, I know I haven't. I don't know if he has mentioned it in the chat. Might just need to kill him or something. 372 to 372. 2-1 for red. Tyranid is having another go at the power here. Shooter boys with no upgrade, struggling to trade with termagants. But they do have support. Oh, without number dropped in by Venjitron, some more Horngaunts and termagants, and they come with their upgrades in. Stick bombs doing great though. Commandos are there. Looks like they don't have their Nob leader anymore. There's pheromones, allowing these guys to reinforce. Also debuffs enemies, doesn't it? It does. 30% reduction. Pretty damn strong. It lasts a while too. 347 to 372. Red team with big old armies, putting a lot of pressure on. You'll often see the pressure drop off for Tyranids in the transition between tier 1 and tier 2, but I don't really see it here. In fact, Venjitron's tier 3, and this fella has got acid splatter up. Power melee weapon with splash damage, although the splash damage is not power melee, and toxic miasma. Some damage over time cloud business. 10 piercing DPS, not bad. When you combine it with that splash damage melee. No sign of any death spitters yet. These guys getting their synapse going, which means they'll keep the venom cannons. Ravener Alpha gets in there, is kind of damaged substantially already. There's a librarian too, with his 4 staff. Ravener Alpha doing some good work alongside some Ravener broods, who are being buffed by the ranged synapse now. Force Commander still going, no, level 3. Over 1,000 hit points, almost level 4 also. Able to get rid of him, and that's well judged there by Lokyo. Did not panic retreat the Ravener Alpha. Back to the mid. Assault squad jumping in. Oh, the Hive Tyrant Gustavo's going to have a word with them. And he's got some crushing claws, so they just run. Lictor Alpha was there too with feeder tendrils. That was not a good fight for the assault squad to jump into. What about these stabbing commandos, though? 285 to 372 on the VPs. They should have given the Commando Knob a huge chopper, like the Stormboy Commando has. Can't really stab him with a hammer. I guess you can't really stab him with an axe either, though. 255 to 372, triple cap for the red team. Commando's delivering some good DPS. Looks like they're going for Gustavo, who has the warp field up. Although they'll have to spend a bunch of energy to charge. Gene Stealers. Kommando Knob trying to finish him. 4 hit points, and they are able to escape. I don't think he had the range to get one more shot there, but the oh, Tyrant God goes down, was chasing into base there. Oh, Big Mathis just said can't control the Tyrant God. That's an old buff. That's like a pre-heresy buff. Bug, I should say. Where you can't control your walker vehicle. Often happens to Carnifexes, but it can happen to Tyrant Guards. Doesn't seem to happen to Dreadnoughts very much. It seems to mainly be Carnifexes and Wraith Lords, from what I've seen over the years. No idea what causes it. 160 to 372. Terminator's in there. Power Fist doing work. Down goes the Ravenant Alpha. Is it worth bashing power quickly, or do you just go straight to the middle here? Teleporting your head to bash power even. Okay, they want to bash it. Red team in the mid. Just got stunned. And is that a Venerable Dreadnought from AngryMetalGuy? I think it is. Awesome stuff. This guy unique to the Techmarine. Big bucket hit points. And he's pretty angry for the Emperor. Doing some Emperor's Fist there. Also charge around this guy. Tyrant Guard is going to not make it out, I don't think. Stern Guard using Kraken Bolts. Should be using Vengeance rounds for the Tyrant Guard. They probably don't want to keep switching. Oh, it's a Zone Throw. Zone Throw doesn't do well against a Dreadnought, as if you were wondering. Stole the power down here, eh? Okay. Constant damage buffs on those Terminators from the standard. And of course, the battle cry adds to that. 119 to 356 on the VPs. Mid is now blue. And they have plenty of power coming in, even grabbing the northeastern one here, look. How is this looking? Okay, that one's full. Can the Tyranids get their tier 3s rolling out? Big Mathis is still in tier 2. Here comes the Carnifex, though. Probably Barb Strangler, would think. Or Stranglethorn Cannon, I guess. There's the Pain Boy. Getting the stronger Git Source. I wonder if he'll do surgery on the stabby commandos. I hope they get a unique portrait one day. Ravenant Alpha down again. 119 to 332. There's that force barrier. And that assault cannon is ripping through stuff. Giving a whole bunch of inspiration. Needs more stuff to benefit from all this inspiration, doesn't he? Because the Terminators don't benefit from their own inspiration, I don't think. They don't inspire themselves. They're not very impressed by themselves. Okay, they're stealing the power again. Big Mathis shows up with Gustavo to have a word. Zoanthropes getting shots. They do psychic damage to Zoanthropes, which is very effective against heavily armored infantry. Librarian leaves. I guess the Tyrant Guard did make it out. Here comes another one for Big Mathis. Is this the same one? Oh, maybe it's not. It's got very little XP. 119 to 305. I mean, maybe it is. Carnifex is there. Oh, he's gone Thorn back. Fair enough. Big old melee beastie. Kommando, what's he up to? Right in the crosshairs. Oh, he's booby trapping. And dies. Booby trap goes off though. Almost wiped out those Hormagaunts. Mark target on the Lictor Alpha. Does not get away. Another booby trap going off. 119 to 284. Carnifex versus Venerable Dreadnought there. Painboy having a go as well, look. They're going to get it. Rocket launchers are going in. Plasma cannon overshoots, but gets something else in the back there, and down goes the Carnifex. Venerable levels up. Stick bombs chucked in left of your screen. Getting some good hits. Double Tyrant guards coming in though. Absolute mayhem. Tyranid versus Orc fights are always the best. Always the best. Can they get one of those? They can. Tyrant guard falls. They've done some decent work though. Another Carnifex on the way. Land Raider Redeemer on the way. Make a big difference in the mid. Fiery Marine says he's got a nuke, which would be a rocks for the Orks. He's got a level 5 Kommando knob with a rocket launcher too. Got some stick bombs still. Commandos with knob leaders who will have rocket launchers of their own. 2-1 for blue. Is it worth going for a triple? I think it was, you know. They had something quick. AngryMetalGuy does have scouts being used to repair right now. And there's Sergeant too. Could the blue team have been a bit more aggressive there when they won that fight? They're probably just trying to recoup and refocus. Painboy's in there. Does have the surgery stuff, so maybe it was done on the level 4 stab 'em commandos. Genius to the Brute is still there, level 2. I imagine they rip apart the commandos. Do they have... They don't have melee synapse support though. They're going to have... Well, maybe not. I was going to say they'll have pheromone support, but Lictor Alpha's down. Level is he? Level 2. Carnifex with no upgrade. Still a big old melee beastie. Tyrant guard is being annoying and also getting some vision and drawing fire. Might need to leave though. There's a lot of rockets shooting at him. There's Gustavo. Assault squad, jumping in and then leaving. Stern Guard using Vengeance rounds. Gustavo gets in there with Crushing Claws. And here comes Venjitron's army. Looking for a fight. Gene Stealers. They get the Kommando out of there pretty quickly. And that is a Stranglethorn Cannon Carnifex now. And a Land Raider Redeemer. That thing will act as a mobile base. You can retreat back to it and reinforce your troops. Also, bunch of guns on it. Flamestorm cannons, assault cannons, multi-melter. There's the rocks. Was that worth it? It sent the Tyranids packing. Maybe it is. Giving the blue team a bit of a breather. Venerable still going. Now has Dark Age of technology for 300 more hit points. And an even better inspiration. Land Raider being mobile for now. You'd expect it to kind of sit mid at some point though. More scouts for AngryMetalGuy. Wants a lot of repair support apparently. Doesn't need to reinforce them to get the full repairs, so why not? We got some Gretchens too. Repair crew Gretchens. Venerable looking for targets. I mean, how deep in there does it want to go? Pretty deep apparently. It's happy to go in. Crushing Claws, Hive Tyrant's gonna have a go at it, I think. Tyrant Guard is there. 2 Tyrant Guards actually. And the Zone Thrope's going to do Focus Warp Blast. That is a Melter Gun Techmarine now. There's Electroshock Grubs. Did the Venerable go too far? Does the Emperor's Fist. Looks like Blessing of the Omnissiah's up to repair it. Global ability of the Techmarine. There was no reason to send it in like that. 119 to 137. You don't want to scout with your Dreadnought. Looks like it's going to get saved though. It's a good stun bomb that went in. I think that stun bomb came from the stabby commandos there. Can they hang in this fight though? Just saw the Git Source heal go in. One of the Tyrant Guard having to go into Shield Wall. Capillary Tower Infestation coming up. Oh, it's a full Tyrant formation. I think there was a boys hut there. And they took out the wire banners too. It's a good nuke. 119 to 117 on the VPs. Venerable Dreadnought is back apparently. Big Emperor's Fist. Lictor Alpha goes down. Gustavo's still in there, but now he's marked targeted and I think he needs to leave. It's gonna go down. That's 2 Tyranid heroes down in there now. Big messy fight. Swarmlord on the way for Venjitron. Down goes another Tyrant Guard. Big Mathis down to double his own throats. Went all in on that melee fight. It didn't work out. Venjitron spamming 3 well after the fact. Denoting they were fighting 3 players. Were they fighting 3 players? I don't think so. Jumpers wasn't in there. Swarmlord was not in there. Sorry, Jumpers wasn't in there. Swarmlord is on the way. What's Lokyo up to? Oh, I think Lokyo is trying to concede back here. I think he thinks that was the end of it, that big fight. And these guys are still stuck. Yeah, he must be trying to concede. Go mid Lokyo. I don't think he's gonna. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I think he wants out of this game. Swarmlord is gonna come onto the field. Maybe they'll do one more charge, Venjitron. Maybe Lokyo will respond to it. Blue team happy to sit on a 2-1 for now. Venjitron going straight for the VP, I think. Big Mathis finally goes tier 3. Went for a big zone thrope and Tyrant Guard game. Didn't quite work out. It was fun though. Tons of repairs for the Venerable down level 3. Almost 2,500 hit points on that guy. Termagant's getting destroyed. Venjitron asking Mathis to cap. Well, easier said than done. What's he going to cap? He doesn't have bonded exoskeleton, just the warp field. Almost level 4. Swarmlord can't do any capping. 119 to 39. Nothing got through there. Lictor Alpha still down, you see. Lokyo still trying to concede, I imagine. There's marked target. Yeah, Swarmlord's not going to last very long. And those guys weren't even using their vengeance rounds there. That was so quick. That was so quick. With marked target and the melter gun and everything else. I'm glad that the Venerable Dreadnought survived. Very rare that you get to see that. Terminator's barely getting involved at the moment. Looks like red team are not going to concede. They're just going to go. I think it's over, says Fiery. Yep. Very much over. Lokyo not wanting to get involved, which is upsetting. Would have liked to see him have one last push, one last charge. But GG indeed. Blue team take it. And it was that big fight there that settled it. That big melee fight. Let's look at these heroes. Level 6 Force Commander in play. A level 8 Techmarine in there. The Kommando level 7 with lots of Kommando shenanigans. Lictor Alpha level 3 and down. Level 3 Gustavo. And the Ravener Alpha with that Acid Splatter level 3. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. A little bit of an anticlimax ending there. It was a fun game while it was going. And I'll see ya next time.